drive safely.
Are we in high tide right now, Jim?
Well, we know we're not. We're not at high tide right now. But the problem is a lot of the bay water, trying to come back from high tide. So right now it's been a real challenge for us.
All right, talk to me about Prime Hook Road. Is that closed to residents this morning?
Yes, Prime Hook Road is closed right now. When we get the sunlight up, hopefully we'll be able to inspect the road for damage and hopefully reopen it. But that road may be damaged from being underwater so long and getting a lot of erosion.
All right, Jim Westhoff with DelDOT. Jim, keep me posted on area roads. We're going to move over in Sussex County, a little bit farther north and east. We're going to talk to John Butler. He's in Massey's Landing this morning. John, what are you seeing there?
Well, good morning, Kelly. Another day and more flooding. Massey's Landing right now, as you just heard from Jim Westhoff, we're not at high tide right now, but if you look out at Massey's Landing like I'm looking out right now, you would think we're at high tide right now. The water is all the way up to the sidewalk, and it's actually starting to soup its way across the sidewalk and kind of near where my vehicle is parked. The interesting thing about this is there was severe flooding covering the street here just on Saturday when I was down here. Parts of Mariners Cove, all of Mariners Cove was underwater. Also, Potts Nest Bayside was also underwater. Dockside was also underwater as well. A lot of it was underwater. The roads were covered with water. Actually, the roads were rushing with water. I actually attempted to drive through some of that water, and a truck in front of me on Saturday started to get washed off the road, and had to gun it in order to make it across the rushing water. That's how dangerous it was here earlier this weekend. So are we going to get the same conditions? I guess we'll have to see when high tide comes up at about 3 o'clock. It'll be about an hour or so later because, of course, it takes some time for the bay to fill up. But that's something that we will keep our eye on, obviously, because it could be some dangerous conditions. So I'll go around and talk to members of the community as well as some of the victims of the flooding and talk to them and get their thoughts on this and what they plan to do. Reporting live in Massey's Landing, John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News.
All right, John Butler, thanks for all your hard work this weekend. He's been out and about all weekend, as I was earlier in the weekend, Delaware 105.9 Susan Monday. And, we've all been covering this storm, and we're not out of the woods just yet. As Jim Westhoff with DelDOT just said, the bad news this morning, northbound Route 1 between Dewey and Bethany closed again right now. That road is underwater. Southbound Route 1 is open between Dewey and Bethany. And this could go back and forth very quickly. So just please monitor the radio station, Delaware 105.9. I've been trying to post updates as fast as I can as well on my Facebook page and the Facebook page of the radio station, Delaware 105.9. But again, that road has been opened and closed all weekend long. Meantime, we're talking still about Hurricane Joaquin. It is losing strength as it moves past Bermuda and farther out into the Atlantic after roaring across parts of the Bahamas as a major Category 4 hurricane. Joaquin lost steam as it headed north. By late Sunday night, U.S. forecasters say sustained winds had dropped to 85 miles per hour, and as of 5 o'clock this morning, Joaquin was located about 125 miles north of Bermuda. It continues to move towards the north-northeast at 13 miles per hour. Gradual weakening is forecast during the next 48 hours. Other news we want to tell you about today. President Obama orders American flags at all U.S. government buildings and facilities be flown at half-staff until sunset on Tuesday. That's in honor of the victims of the tragedy in Roseburg, Oregon. Now, in concurrence with the president's order over the weekend and as an expression of Delaware's sympathy for the people affected by the tragedy in Oregon, Governor Markell also ordered the American and Delaware flags at all state buildings and facilities also be flown at half staff until sunset on Tuesday. Delaware 105.9 News Time is 6:10.
Halpern Eye Care is focused on exceptional patient care with locations throughout Delaware, including the newest in Georgetown. Halpern Eye Care specializes in comprehensive eye exams, medical and pediatric eye care, contact lenses, and they're the leader in designer eyewear with brands like Crocs, Nike, Guess, Converse, and many more. Halpern Eye Care performs the highest quality, most technologically advanced eye exams and ensures that personal attention is given to each patient. Get your children ready for back to school at Halpern Eye Care. Get a complete pair of glasses for only $69, 2 for $89, or free lenses when you buy any designer brand package. Don't neglect the health of your child's eyes as they start school this year. Schedule your children's back to school eye exam today by calling 1-800-734-2010 or go online, halperneye.com. See office for complete details. May not be combined with any other discounts or insurance and must be 21 years of age or younger. Expires 10/31/15.
On Sunday Night Football, Drew Brees hit C.J. Spiller for an 80-yard touchdown to beat the Cowboys as the Saints win in overtime, 26-20. The loss drops Dallas into a three-way tie for first in the NFC East with the Giants and Redskins, who beat the Eagles 23-20 when Kirk Cousins found Pierre Garçon on a 4-yard touchdown pass with just 26 seconds left. Sam Bradford tossed 3 touchdowns for the Eagles, who fall to 1-3. Kevin Harvick wins on the Monster Mile to advance in the chase for the Sprint Cup. Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, and Clint Boyer were all eliminated. It was the final day of the Major League Baseball regular season. The O's beat the Yankees 9-4, Phils topped the Marlins 7-2, and the Nats lose to the Mets 1-0. And a few makeups on the schedule this afternoon. In college football, Wesley will host Southern Virginia at 4. In high school football, Del Mar is at Laurel, and you can hear the game right here on Delaware 105.9 at 4 o'clock. And Sussex Tech will visit Sussex Central with kickoff at 6. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
And from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, today looks cloudy and breezy, a high of 66 degrees. A coastal flood warning is still in effect until midnight tonight. Tonight, clouds finally start to break, an overnight low of 56, and then on Tuesday, partly sunny. You remember how to spell that word, right? S-U-N-N-Y, sunny. A high of 69 degrees out the door. Temps this morning, 55 right now in Milford. It's 58 in Salisbury. Schools in Sussex and Kent counties, Dan, running on time this morning.
Yeah, that's wonderful news.
I'm Kelly Steele in the Delaware 105.9 newsroom. More of the Dan Gaffney Show coming up on Delaware 105.9.
This is a real message on the Dan Gaffney Insider Line. Does it bother, and I'm just reading it, okay, this is a quote. Does it bother anyone else that our teachers are constantly on Facebook whining and begging online about having to go to work 2 days after a heavy rain? Tease me off. Really shows where their priorities are. And the sad thing is, they're serious about it. Well, I did see that. I'm friends with a few, I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook. I did notice a little bit of complaining about not getting today off. A little weird. But anyway, thank you. That was an Insider Line comment. I don't know. He says, does it bother anyone else to read that teachers are complaining about having to go to school to teach your kid? All right. I'll consider that a question for you. 839-1059. Good morning. It's Dan. And let's go to Ivory in Harbison, Delaware. Good morning, Ivory. Monday morning. How you doing?
I'm checking in, Dan, letting you know it is well. And I want to thank you guys for keeping us abreast of what's going on with the storm, buddy.
It was a crazy weekend. Our team was out all weekend long. Incredible Facebook postings and website updating. I mean, they've done a great job. You're still going to run into some road closures in high water this morning. That's what people need to know, I think.
Yep. Hey, Dan, check this out. Had a cool thing happen this weekend. My daughter-in-law went out to Rehoboth Beach, the one you met at the with my granddaughter that sang.
Yeah, she was a guest on our show singing, yeah.
Absolutely. Where her mother went to Rehoboth Beach, I think it was Friday, early, took some pictures, and it ended up in the Gazette, man.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I thought it was real cool, man.
Wow. You had a picture appeared in the Cape Gazette?
Yeah, a couple pictures that she took of the beach. They were real beautiful pictures and what have you. And she sent them in to them. And ironically enough, they put 2 of her pictures in.
You know what's next? First the Cape Gazette, next the New York Times, Ivory.
You never know, Dan. You never know. Have a good day, guys.
Wow, you're so excited. Imagine how excited he would be if it was something, big paper, like the Harrington Journal or something. Or the penny snipper, something like that. Oh boy, we don't have a paper here called the penny snipper, do we? I hope not. Just made that up. Good morning. It's a Monday roll call. Do you still have standing water? What are you experiencing when driving this morning? We heard from Jim Westoff in Delaware 105.9 News from, he's a DelDOT spokesman, saying they've just again closed Route 1 between the Inlet Bridge and Dewey. It's been like open, closed, it's closed again. So that's where we are right now. All right, 839-1059. So you can say hi, do a Monday morning roll call check-in. You can tell us if you still have standing water. Please tell us about it. How are the roads if you're driving? 839-1059. Let's go to Dave in Harrington. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. How are you doing, Dan, and everyone else?
Yes, it's Dan, and I am doing well. I think Kelly's doing well. Kelly, you doing all right?
I'm still here. I'm still floating.
Colin, you doing okay? Good. Phil's doing okay? Everybody's doing all right.
Yesterday, I was down to Prime Hook. I had one of the DelDOT trucks following me through the water. For about a mile, we were in about a foot of water riding across. And once I got across to the little bridge before you get to the firehouse, it was dry then. But the rest of it was really like a little ocean.
Yeah. No wake. Slow, no wake, Dave.
2 miles an hour is what I was driving, but I didn't drown it out, so that's the main thing. But it was probably up to my hubcap.
Yeah. Well, I would take that. If it was hubcaps, I would go for it.
Yeah, as long as you can see the yellow on the road, you're okay. But if you don't see that yellow, you better back up. Because you don't know don't know how deep it is after that.
Right. If you don't see the yellow, that means you're yellow. You're not going through. Hey, Dave, thanks for the call, my friend. Let's find out what Robin Bryson says with Traffic Watch here at Delaware 105.9.
Dan, traffic is not doing too badly as we get rolling this morning. Major routes throughout both Kent and Sussex County are running without major jams or delays early this morning. Still have a lot of roads, though, that are affected by water on the roadway. Most notably, northbound Delaware 1 still shut down from Bethany Beach up through Dewey Beach. Southbound side is open, but northbound is still closed because of the flooding there. You've also got Prime Hook Road closed to all traffic. So use some caution and watch for the detours there. Fred Hudson Road between Route 1 and Route 357 is still closed. You've also got River Road closed between 297 and 312A. There are other roads still that are affected by water. Some still have water on them but are passable. So just allow yourself extra travel time as we move around the area this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Is it true?
People you know.
Oh, of course.
From right here.
Is that what you're thinking? What's going on?
Delaware 105.9.
A coastal flood warning is in effect until midnight tonight. Today, cloudy and breezy. High today, 66. Clouds will begin to break for this evening. Overnight low, 56. It'll be a partly sunny day tomorrow with a high 69. And then for tomorrow night, clear skies, low 55. Sunshine, a nice day on Wednesday with a high 72. And then Wednesday night, clear, low 58. Thursday, mostly sunny skies and a high at 70. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Hi, it's Justine from Mr. P's Pizzeria in Lewis. I am happy to announce we are now open 7 days a week. Yes, folks, open every day. We're an authentic wood-fired pizzeria with a full menu. We make our own dough and use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese. 16 years in business, busier than ever. We also specialize in craft beer with 19 taps available, including Cask and Nitro. Easily found on Kings Highway in Lewis, 645-1900. Slices every day, 11:30 to 3. See you soon.
When built right, some things just last. Like an American Standard heating and air system. Ranked the longest lasting brand by readers of the National Testing and Research magazine. American Standard, the highest standard for comfort.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Farrell with Farrell's Cooling and Heating. Just mention 105.9 to receive 10% off Farrell's yearly service contract. And if anyone in your house is 62 years or older, you'll receive another 10% off. 302-436-2922. Never an overtime charge.
Farrell Cooling and Heating is your local American Standard heating and air dealer.
Your home could be under silent attack. The enemy? Moisture that becomes trapped within the building envelope. Even in new construction, moisture creates mold growth, which can trigger upper respiratory illness, coughing and wheezing in otherwise healthy individuals. And it can bring on symptoms of patients with asthma or pneumonia. Want to ensure that your home won't be conducive to mold growth? Call the experts at Sussex Environmental, 302-947-1810. Learn more at sussexenvironmental.com.
Take Delaware 105.9 with you everywhere by streaming us on your smartphone or tablet. Download the Delaware 105.9 Listen Live app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Live streaming brought to you in part by Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, where they sell utility trailers new and used, as well as sheds, carports, gazebos, dog kennels, and swing sets. Give them a call at 302-337-8228 or on the web at wellers.com. On air, on demand, and on your device. Delaware 105.9.
Be sure to play the ultimate football pool at our website, Delaware105.9.com. Presented by Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar. Each week, our top scorer will win a $30 gift certificate courtesy of Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar. Offering 2 stories of great dining with an excellent view of downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy great food and drink specials during all pro and college football games. And bet, watch, and win with the Delaware Sports Lottery now at Nicola Pizza on the Avenue, Upper Deck Sports Bar. And be sure to play the ultimate football pool every week at Delaware105.9.com.
I'll never forget
that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
My first call up ever as a member of the National Guard.
When we got to the armory, they briefed us on the wildfires. They were getting dangerously close to homes.
Helicopters were going out to drop water on the fires. Guys in the unit were preparing for firefighting with local fire crews. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Maryland National Guard and aired by the Maryland, D.C. Delaware Broadcasters Association and this station.
At 20, I had big plans for my future. A husband, 2 kids, house with white picket fence, the American dream. I've worked hard and those things happened. My husband and I raised our kids and diligently saved for retirement. What I didn't plan for was my husband being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I heard the attorneys at Pacino, Wells, and Woodland speak on asset protection planning and immediately made an appointment. They listened to my circumstances and assured me it wasn't too late to plan. They helped me get care for my husband in our home without spending all of our savings first. I can't explain the relief that came along with knowing my husband would receive the care he needed and our financial future was safe.
I am Amber Woodland, one of the attorneys at Procino, Wells & Woodland. If you are caring for an ill spouse and have concerns about paying for the care they need, we can help. Let us help you plan today to protect your families tomorrow. For more information, visit our website at pwwlaw.com.
Did you know that the state of Delaware will pay you thousands to upgrade your business to energy-efficient LED lighting? Cut your lighting-related energy expenditures by up to 80% and let Delaware pay half the project cost. JCal LED Solutions is a locally owned, nationally known LED expert that has over 600 satisfied clients in the Delmarva region alone. Call JCal today at 302-295-0015 to schedule a free, no-obligation lighting assessment. JCal proudly provides no-hassle upgrades. We design your solution, install your project, and collect the incentives directly from the state. JCal clients typically enjoy a 50% or higher annual return on investment. Start saving immediately and call JCal today at 302-295-0015. Electrical contractors, want to take advantage of the Delaware program? Offer your clients a valuable cost-saving LED solution while increasing your profits? JCal is your local LED ally. JCal will prepare your paperwork, finance your incentives, and provide high-quality lighting products at low factory-direct contractor pricing. Call 302-295-0015 today to find out how.
Well, good morning. This is the Dan Gaffney program from Delaware 105.9, Lewis, Delaware, through all of Sussex County, Kent County, Maryland. Thank you. New Jersey, thanks for listening. I take phone calls here from you. It's what the show's all about, hearing what is on your mind. This morning, we are just kind of recapping the storm here in the first hour of the show. We have other things to get to, but we are asking you to give us a report if you still have standing water, if you still have roads that you travel that are closed. Anytime this morning, 839-1059. The remnants of the nor'easter storm are still with us in terms of high water. Pete Parks, Big Stone Beach Road closed at the first bridge north of New Wharf Road. Now, that's in the Milford area on the bay side of Route 1, just north of Milford. Pete Parks, thank you. Big Stone Beach Road closed, the first bridge north of New Wharf Road. We'll add that to the other lists of closings. Interesting story over the weekend. We were following this storm at Delaware 105.9. And Delaware105.9.com, Bethany Beach firefighters had to rescue two guys that got their pickup truck swamped. And there were a few of these out there this weekend. They were driving in the South Inlet Road Saturday afternoon, and I guess their truck conked out in high water, the pickup truck. And when the firefighters got there, one guy was still in the cab of the truck. Some other guy was standing on the roof of the pickup truck. No injuries, no problems. They got him. They used an Army vehicle, Army surplus vehicle, it says, brought to the scene to winch the truck out of the water. And those guys learned, I wonder if we can make it. They learned the answer to that. The answer was no, right? Tony in Milton. Hello, Tony.
Hey, Dan. How you doing this morning?
Great to hear from you. I'm wonderful. Thanks.
Okay. As of last night, there were a couple of roads in Milton, in town Milton, that were closed off. They had them blocked off. One was in Union Street, and like in front of the library there. That was blocked off. And the street, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's where the Bodie's is in Milton. Mm-hmm. That was like 3/4 underwater still as of last night.
Yeah, and whenever high tide cycles through there, you may see a little water getting back up onto the road there. You never know.
Yeah, so they were all blocked off.
Yeah. And how you doing?
Yeah.
Did everything make it dry in your house?
Oh, yeah. We had some branches and a lot of leaves on the back porch and around the house. But, we fared pretty well.
Nice. Good to hear you, Tony in Milton, Lazy Lake. Thank you very much for...
God bless.
Thank you. God bless you. Thanks for the call. Love hearing from you. Thank you. Good to know you're out there, Tony. Now listen.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too.
Yeah, me too.
With people you know from right here.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Delaware 105.9.
A coastal flood warning is in effect until midnight tonight. Today, cloudy and breezy. High today, 66. Clouds will begin to break for this evening. Overnight low, 56. It'll be a partly sunny day tomorrow with a high 69. And then for tomorrow night, clear skies, low 55. Sunshine, a nice day on Wednesday with a high 72. And then Wednesday night, clear, low 58. Thursday, mostly sunny skies and a high at 70. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, a little chilly this morning, so I decided to go flannel shirt today. 56 in Lewis. It's 60 degrees on the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach. 53 in Georgetown. 6:30, time for news brought to you by Southern States in Milford. Kelly Steele, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Dan. The big news right now, Route 1 northbound is closed this morning as of 6 a.m. That's between Dewey Beach and Bethany Beach. DelDOT says the southbound lanes of Route 1 are open to motorists. So again, it's just the northbound side that's closed. At various times over the past few days or so, the road has been closed because of high waves, water, and sand covering the lanes. DelDOT crews are monitoring road conditions, which can, of course, change very rapidly. University of Delaware and some other institutions of higher learning in the region are on alert. That's after a cyber threat of violence. UD police announcing last night that the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms told them about a threat against a university near Philadelphia. Now, whomever sent the threat said the attack could come at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Campus police say at UD they're keeping an eye on the situation and will beef up patrols if necessary. CBS News is next.
CBS News Update.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the Lowcountry in 1,000 years. That's how big this is.
South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, 2 feet of rain dumped on parts of her state over the weekend. CBS's David Begnaud reports.
Columbia looks like the type of city you see in the middle of a natural disaster. I mean, it's a ghost town. Almost every road is closed. The highways leading into the city have been shut down. We just tried to check into a hotel, and we were told, sorry, there's no water. The city turned it off.
Waterline breaks have prompted the city to order anyone who still has water to boil it. Emergency Management Director Kim Stinson says they've made countless water rescues.
We had a mother and her child stranded. A rescue worker tried to get to him. He got stranded, and so we used an aerial rescue to go get all of them and then started picking some people off rooftops.
More door-to-door searches are planned for today. Rain and flooding have claimed at least 9 lives in the Carolinas. CBS News Update, I'm Heather Bosch.
Southern States of Milford has been serving Lower Delaware for over 60 years, keeping your lawns and gardens green and beautiful year-round. Southern States of Milford is your source for Echo, Steel, and Exmark power equipment. Southern States of Milford is the place for agricultural feed, pet, outdoor, and fuel needs. Need mulch, fertilizer, and landscaping supplies? Your local experts at Southern States of Milford have you covered. Call 422-8066. Southern States of Milford on Williamsville Road. Farmer-owned since 1923.
McFoy Refrigeration, Heating, and Air Conditioning is a family-owned and operated business here in Delaware with over 50 years of experience handling business customers' needs. Here's Craig McFoy.
We service commercial industrial heating and air conditioning equipment. We do our best to keep it running and operating for the business owners, to keep them running and operating. Any business, any size, we'll take care of their facility.
Don't leave your business's specialty cooling and refrigeration needs to just anyone. Call McFoy for 24/7 emergency service.
As the service calls come in daily, they're taken care of daily. We know our business owners personally. We talk to them. They call us directly. If they have an emergency, they'll call me. They'll say, hey, Craig, I need somebody now, and somebody will be out.
Refrigeration like walk-in freezers, reach-ins, deli cases, display cases, chillers, ventilation, air conditioning, and heating. Businesses, call McFoy Refrigeration at 424-8335, 424-8335.
Take Delaware 105.9 with you everywhere by streaming us on your smartphone or tablet. Download the Delaware 105.9 Listen Live app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Live streaming brought to you in part by Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, where they sell utility trailers new and used, as well as sheds, carports, gazebos, dog kennels, and swing sets. Give them a call at 302-337-8228 or on the web at wellers.com. On air, on demand, and on your device. Delaware 105.9.
Geico presents Kathy, the Candid Realtor.
Okay, and right around here is the kitchen. Gas range, granite countertops, all those gadgets you registered for will look great up here until that toaster overheats and takes out everything in a 2-foot radius.
It's hard to know all that comes with renting a home or apartment. That's why the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting covered for personal property loss and damage quick and easy. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
I spend my days helping others. It's rewarding, just not always
choice financially. So I got TIAA CREF. They were founded to help people like me meet our financial goals. They've got so many industry accolades, it's unreal. I like taking care of people. Sometimes that even includes myself.
Intelligent investing for the long term. Just what you'd expect from a company that's created to serve and built to perform. Visit TIAA.org. TIAA CREF Individual and Institutional Services, LLC. This testimonial is an active portrayal. Investing involves risk. Individual results will vary.
It's amazing how fast you can change from hectic to tranquil. A state of calmness comes over you. No worries. Everything's taken care of. There's absolutely nothing to do but pack for the most enjoyable vacation ever. Hi, Cindy McCabe, owner of Bethany Travel. I'm excited to invite you to our second annual travel show, Tuesday, October 27th at Baywood Greens in Long Neck, or Wednesday, October 28th at Ocean Pines Yacht Club from 4 till 8. We pride ourselves on taking care of every detail to ensure you a vacation you won't forget. Join us on Tuesday, October 27th at Baywood Greens, or Wednesday, October 28th at Ocean Pines Yacht Club from 4 till 8. Door prizes every hour and refreshments. Talk with vendors from Apple Vacations, Walt Disney, Carnival, Highland America, Royal Caribbean, Taup, Sandals and Beaches, and more. Whether it's an all-inclusive resort or a river cruise you're looking for, Bethany Travel offers the same price as the internet, but with no booking fees. RSVP today and join us for our travel shows. Call 800-806-8747 or visit bethanytravel.net.
It's time now for the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report with John Butler, heard every morning at this time.
Good morning, anglers. Well, we're trying to get things back to normal after the latest nor'easter that seems to be sticking around. Unfortunately, the water is very soupy right now. I was at Massey's Landing this morning, and as you can expect, it's very murky from the storm stirring things up. I would expect those conditions to stick around the next several days. I actually saw a video on social media this weekend of a kid catching some small fish on a flooded street right here in Sussex County. That's pretty impressive. No, there were no sharks swimming around the flooded streets. That's a photoshopped picture making its rounds. Now, the freshwater action could be your best bet if you're looking to do some fishing. Spoke to some freshwater anglers during Saturday morning's Delmarva Angler, which airs right here on Delaware 105.9. They caught their good share of crappie and yellow perch. From personal experience, this should be good conditions for catfish as well, so don't be surprised to see some good-sized ones caught the next couple days. Now, the schoolie and resident striper action is going to be real good, as it always is this time of the year. The big ocean schools are not here yet, still a little too warm for them, but the smaller ones are balling up ready to join them. They were very active jumping around in the Lewis Canal over the weekend. All right, tight lines, be safe out there. I'm John Butler with the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report.
Good to have John Butler up early this morning. All right, good morning, good morning. How are the roads now? How is your standing water situation? How did you fare in the storm? Everything okay? Anything happen? Anybody have to call their homeowner's insurance today? Tree branch in the window or anything? Flood waters in the basement? Anything going on that we should know about? Kind of curious to know how we made out. 839-1059, and I will keep the lines open for anyone who comes upon anything we need to know in terms of the water and the rain. Indian River School District open and back in session today. That's great. Cape Henlopen Open School District back open today. Everybody else running on time. It's good to have people starting to dry out. Today we'll have a breezy day. Cloudy and breezy with a high of 66. All right, what's going on with the Dan Gaffney, GNN, Gaffney News Network? News about what's going on with me in my house. I got a new cell phone over the weekend. Finally.
What did you get?
A Note 5. Samsung Note 5. Check it.
All right, what can you tell me about it? Because
Beautiful.
I'm coming up for renewal. I know, I saw it this morning, and I was going to ask you if it was new because it looked new.
Gigantic.
Tell me about the Note because I'm interested.
I like it.
Yeah?
I don't know what you need to know.
Well, you had, what did you have before, a Galaxy?
I had an HTC One with, that's the one with the Beats audio and the 2 speakers on the front. Upgraded to this thing is bigger, better, and I have had no problems with it. I got it on
What can
Saturday.
you do? What can you do on that I can't do on my Droid Razr Ultra?
I have no idea.
Okay. I'm just wondering how it's different, how this Note is different.
Well, I have no idea because I don't know what your phone does. Hold it up.
It does everything.
It's an Android phone.
I mean, the screen is bigger on yours.
It's going to do
obviously.
everything. You're going to love the bigger screen.
Yeah.
It does everything your phone does, plus, probably more features.
Yeah.
Do you have split screen on that? If
No.
I hold a button over here, it goes split screen. Like if I'm on the internet and someone texts me, I can hold this thing and do two things at once.
Oh, no, that
And then
would
I
be
can
good.
drag things from the internet into my text.
Oh,
Because somebody
all right.
goes, hey, what time are the movies? And
Yeah, but see, if I get that, it'll
It's
take me
fun.
the next 4 years to learn how to operate
No,
it.
it's easy.
Yeah.
They have a little tutorial video on there.
Mm.
It's easy. And it's got this stylus.
That was my next question, the little stylus.
Yeah,
Have you used it?
No.
No.
The camera is fantastic.
Okay.
Video's great.
Decent price?
It's working.
Was it a decent price?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was a decent price. I'll just say that. Hi, Paul. I don't know.
Hey, good morning, Dave.
They tell me it's the fanciest phone out right now. I mean, I don't know what else you can get. It's a top end phone that you can get. They have another version. The Samsung, it's curved. It's the same thing as the Note, only it's called this Galaxy 6S, and it's got a curved screen, and the video goes all the way down around the edge. You might like that, Kelly. I almost bought it, but it was a little too experimental for me. It's a curved video screen. Very, very cool.
Is the phone itself curved? No.
Only on the edge right here.
Okay. So
it's
just
rounded
All right.
on the edge. Oh, and I like the way you do screen capture on this thing, too. You put your palm down and move it across the screen. It goes, it captures what's on the screen, like that.
I'm going to look at it.
Like a karate chop and then move it across the screen.
I've had the best luck with the Droid Razrs, so I don't know.
I've become a huge Droid fan. I was contemplating switching to Apple. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. No, I'll never switch to Apple, so that's not an option.
Paul, hi, Paul. Sorry, small talk here about the excitement of a new phone. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty soon we'll be carrying televisions around.
I know, they keep getting bigger. Remember when we first had cell phones, we wanted them to be smaller and smaller and smaller. Now we want them to be bigger and bigger and bigger because now they're computers. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I got two things. We got a call from Indian River School District last night. The people that live in Oak Orchard, whose kids are going to school, the buses aren't making the regular rounds there. They're going to have to drop their kids off at the Indian River Fire Station.
Yeah, you're good and dry.
morning.
I was just down there last night. It's like normal when there's flooding there. The fire station is high and dry. You get them to that location, you're good to go.
Yeah, and then they're going to drop the kids off after school at the same place.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm really wanting to get to is our illustrious post offices. These guys in Georgetown have gone off the deep end.
What happened? What?
I called Jared on Friday because he lives in my right behind me on the next road. Well, they stopped delivering the mail to my house. They put a paper in my mailbox that said I had so many days to make corrections on the mailbox, like the numbers, the height of the mailbox, and all this. Then last week, they gave one to my mother-in-law, whose mailbox has been in the same location for over 50 years, and said that she's got to move her mailbox to the other side of the road.
Really?
And or they're going to stop delivering the mail to her.
So the the mailbox has been there for 50 years, and now she has to move it to the other side of the street?
Yep.
Okay.
So I called Jared on Friday and asked him if he'd got one of those letters, and he said he was going to check when he got home. But in the meantime, I called the 800 number. They didn't have it on the paperwork. The paperwork's a runoff sheet, and it's run off so bad that even the the signatures faded at the bottom. And they just went around and checked off. Like on my mailbox, they said the numbers weren't right, the height wasn't right, loose door.
Loose door?
Was true.
Loose door?
Yeah, where they'd opened for putting the mail in. And
wait, is that a violation if you've got a loose door?
The numbers have to be on the same side as the flag.
Right.
Which they were. In fact, I changed my numbers a while back before all this happened because the numbers were so small on there. I put bigger numbers on there that I got right in the section where they sell the mailboxes and everything. That's where the numbers were at. So
Are
I
you
got
allowed?
the numbers that I needed.
Do you have to do it in English numbers? Can you do it in Roman numerals?
I don't. Well, anyways, I called this 800 number and I filed a complaint.
What's why? That they're telling you how to do your mailbox? You filed a complaint?
Well, they stopped delivering the mail. And I'm really upset over this mess because the mailbox has been there since forever. In fact, that's the second mailbox that's been put in there.
Like, why are they so particular? Is it a real hassle for them or what?
Well, their story to me was, because I went in on Saturday and there was another guy in there, but he couldn't wait for the lady to come back, the supervisor. I had never seen the postmaster. She's not going to be back till Tuesday, supposedly.
Okay.
So anyways, I talked...
You're listening, hold on for a second. You're listening to Paul in Georgetown, who is on a rural delivery route, I think, and has been getting the business from the post office about his loose door, the numbers, and the height of the mailbox, and they've stopped delivering mail to you. Okay, go ahead, Paul.
So anyways, I called this 800 number, which I'm going to give it to you. It's...
I'm not going to call it. I don't need it. I'm not going to call.
Well, anyways, the people that live in Georgetown, I hope they do call this number and just give them all kinds of holy hell. Because, this is ridiculous. Now, the lady told me Saturday that she said the reason they're doing this, I guess before they used to deliver the mail in cars, which in my case isn't true. They had one of the regular mail vehicles delivering my mail since I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that they were having injuries. Now, the guy that was delivering my mail before I got this girl on there now, he never had any issues. In fact, if we had a box or something like that, he'd come up to the door and knock on the door and let us know, we had a box to be delivered, and, no problems. So we got this girl on here. Well, anyways, I called this 800 number, and I got a complaint number and everything. Well, she told me Saturday morning I got a phone call from the post office, and I was already out because I was on my way there.
All right.
So anyways, she says to me that they received a complaint. I said, no, well, yes, you did.
Right.
And said they were sending somebody out to measure my mailbox. When they put it in there about the height, I guess evidently they measure the height from the level of the road and not from where the mailbox is. Because I've got a ditch where I'm at, and it's just between the road.
What
and
was the
ditch.
Outcome? What happened? What happened?
She said I'm supposed to know today whether they're going to start delivering my mail or not. But I told her, I said, if you think I'm going to take this laying down, I said, I got news for you. I said, if I have to get a hold of the Postmaster General and call John Carney's office, I said, I'm going to do exactly that. Because my next-door neighbor said that when he happened to take the day off, and he was looking outside, that mail lady drove right past every single mailbox on our road that he could see. She went zooming down the road. So everybody on my road must have got one of those things, and she stopped delivering the mail, and now they started on the other roads. So, like I said, I called Jared on Friday, and he said he was going to check, so I don't know what his status is.
Well, here's what I want to know. I want to know if anybody listening has anything to say to Paul of Georgetown, 839-1059. He's taking it all the way to the Postmaster General if he has to. 839-1059. Upset that they stopped delivering the mail after decades. because they suddenly decide that the mailbox isn't the right height, basically, right? So, Paul, and you think this happened to other people in Georgetown who have a rural route. Is that right?
Oh, I know it. I know they did.
Now, how is it that they can put a note in your mailbox to say we're not delivering, but they can't just put the mail in there?
Well, that's a good point too, Dan. But it just amazes me that they ain't got nothing better to do than go cause problems for people, especially since they've been delivering the mail all this time.
Yeah, what part of Georgetown? What area of Georgetown are we talking about?
Well, this is north of Georgetown, past Wilson Road, but they also hit Wilson Hill, Deer Forest. I'm not sure all the roads, but she said they're going to do the whole district.
I got you in the Redden area.
People over in the Harbison area even got hit.
I see. They're cracking down.
I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. They got people running all over the place. And you know, the funny thing about it is I'd gone to the dentist to this new dentist that Sumo goes to, and the girl was the dental hygienist.
Hey, Phil, answer the phone.
Right down the.
Hold on for a second. I'm trying to get calls for you. I don't know what happened to Phil. Is he here? He's over there.
But anyway,
phone's ringing off the hook over here. What's going on, Phil? Oh. Go ahead. Sorry.
But anyways, the dental hygienist lives about 4 doors down from me, and she got one of those things too. And she went out there to measure her mailbox to see what was going on with it. I mean, I don't know what she's done since then because I haven't talked to her.
I'm sure she's down in the mouth about it.
But, yeah, well, you know.
The dental hygienist.
Yeah. But it's just ridiculous that they're doing this and causing people a whole bunch of aggravation. My wife wants me to go over there and see what I can do about my mother-in-law's mailbox. Aggravation.
Hey, Joe, hold on. Joe, do you have anything to say to Paul?
Yeah, I got something to say. My opinion, a lot of those guys need to put new numbers on their mailboxes if they've been sitting there 20, 30, 40 years. So the ambulance and the mailbox man, so they can get the right mail to where it needs to be. And maybe some of them are too low. Maybe they need to make a change. That's all my opinion is. They're not doing this for nothing. You got to have a reason. The post office does. And they need to update these mailboxes and give them the right height. And the number inside the mailbox is really important for the ambulance, the fire company. It's not only for the mail driver.
Right.
You know.
How about that?
You know, have a good day and thank you.
All right. Anything to
Well,
say
you
to
know, Dan, that was one of the things they checked off on mine was the height of the numbers, you know. And like I said, I had changed my numbers months before I even knew this happened. I just happened to look at the numbers that was on there, and they were kind of small. And I said, well, next time I'm in the store, I'm going to pick up some numbers and fix that. And my numbers are so good that when you're driving down the road at night, you can see them.
All right, AWF. Hold on. Hold on. AWF, you're on with Paul in Georgetown's upset about the post office.
Paul, I'm still confused. Do you have the right numbers on your mailbox or not?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why did they say you don't? I mean, you either do or you don't.
I don't know that. I don't know what the reasoning is. They told me I had so many days to change it, and like I said, Saturday I went to the post office, and they said since I filed that complaint with on that 800 number, they were sending somebody out to take measurements on my mailbox and check the mailbox. But the numbers are legal. They're on the same side.
Do the numbers match your address on your letters?
What's that?
Do the numbers match the addresses on your letters?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as far as the height, you know, drive throughout here, and I have to say that the mailboxes are really, some are tall, some are short, some are 3 feet away from the street. I think they're just trying to update, make it more efficient so that the mail carriers can just go through, put the mail in, and drive away. So I mean, like you said, a mailbox that's been there 50 years might not be very functional anymore where it is. So
Yeah.
I don't blame the post office.
There you go. She doesn't blame the post office.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just ridiculous. If they've been delivering the mail all this time,
Right.
why are we going to have this issue now?
Maybe, it cuts down on workers' comp or something. And if they have to reach far or over and over and over, they don't want to get carpal tunnel or something. Hey, Patty in Georgetown is here. Hello, Patty.
Hi, Dan. Yeah, we got one of our mailbox was fine. 42 inches high, 2-inch letters, and they have to be on both sides, the mail lady was telling us. But our 2 neighbors and one across the street, they got all theirs. We missed the bullet, I guess, because ours was the same. But they also wanted to paint the post white with the letters so they could see the letters at nighttime. But Paul's not the only one. Oh, the whole Redden Road down here got them. But that's the stipulation, 41 to 42 inches high with 2-inch letters.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, what my letter says is it's supposed to be 41 to 45 inches, and it doesn't say anything about having numbers on both sides of the mailbox. It just says it's supposed to be the same side as a flag.
I got you. Listen, I think when you moved there, somebody suggested the road was a dirt road, but now after years of blacktop, the road is raised up, making the mailbox lower.
Well, the guy that delivered my mail, I've seen him when they stopped and delivered the mail to the house, and they didn't have to bend over or nothing. All they did was reach over and open the door, stick the mail in there, shut the door, and away they went.
I know.
My next door neighbor, he's got one of those mailboxes that you can put the mail in, but it has a lock on it for him so that he can unlock it. I guess the mail drops down to where it's at, but his height wasn't that bad either, and he's got one of those regular
all right.
mailbox posts that you use.
Let me know how it turns out, okay? Good luck.
I'm just saying, people, if you got a complaint, to call that 800 number, because I told her, I said, I'm not putting up with it.
All right, I understand. Thank you, Paul. Good luck. Want to get in shape for the holidays? Stop and see Ruth Harrington. She's your authorized distributor of Nutrisystem products in Lewis. It's only like $8 or $10 a day, and you get all your meals covered. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. There's no program fee. Any Nutrisystem special you hear about or see advertised, they can handle that. It's all good. They'll accept it. No need to sign up for automatic delivery either. No contracts. Just go to Nutrisystem in Lewis. You get complete weight loss information. They give you free samples, over 130 delicious foods to choose from, and you pick what you like. All their foods taste great. Lots of variety. Pasta. On a diet, you got it. Nutrisystem pizza, burgers, cookies, and shakes. Stop in. You can buy a la carte or by the week or the month. The food is delicious. You're going to feel full because they add protein and fiber to this stuff. All right, I've tried these meals. They're good. And it's time to take control of your weight. Lose weight and maintain a healthy weight. And Ruth Harrington has been helping people do that since 1976. Believe it or not. That is right. 1976. It's a long time. They're in the Tenley Court on Highway 1 Lewis, just south of the Lewis Wawa. Tenley Court Shopping Center. They're open at 9:30 this morning. You can call 645-1784. 645-1784. Nutrisystem. Good morning.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 6:59. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Steele from the Weather Center. A coastal flood warning in effect until midnight tonight. Other than that, cloudy and breezy today, a high of 66 degrees. Again, National Weather Service issuing that coastal flood warning for Dorchester, Wicomico, and Somerset counties until midnight tonight. It's in effect for Accomack County until 5 o'clock today. A coastal flood advisory is also in effect for Sussex and Kent counties until 7 tonight, and for Worcester County until 5 o'clock today. Forecasters say moderate to major tidal flooding is expected through today, and 6 to 10 foot waves will be breaking at the beaches. Hurricane Joaquin losing strength as it moves past Bermuda and farther out into the Atlantic. That's good news. After roaring across parts of the Bahamas as a major Category 4 hurricane, Joaquin lost some steam as it headed north. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 7 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. Emergency workers are out searching door to door in parts of South Carolina that have been swamped by more than 2 feet of rain. But Governor Nikki Haley says everyone else should hunker down.
This is not something to be out taking pictures of. This is not something that you want your kids playing in. The water's not safe.
CBS's David Begnaud is on the scene.
You've got flooding from Columbia to Georgetown, which is northeast on the coast, down to Charleston. Everyone has seen record rainfall. When was the last time you heard a governor say, we haven't seen this kind of flooding in 1,000 years?
A Charleston homeowner is struggling to keep the water out of his house.
If the water level raises about 6 more inches or so, it's going to start coming through the front door.
The flooding has washed out roads and cut power, and homes and hospitals in Columbia, South Carolina, the state capital, may not have water for 3 to 4 days. The flooding in North and South Carolina has claimed as many as 9 lives, and that rain is still coming down. There's still no trace of 33 crew members from a cargo ship that disappeared near the Bahamas in the eye of Hurricane Joaquin late last week. But CBS's Mark Strassman tells us searchers have spotted debris.
A weekend-long search by Air and Sea has found a 225-square-mile debris field. And in it, more life rings, a container, life vests, wood, cargo, styrofoam, and oil sheen.
Rochelle Ham's husband Frank was on the ship. She wonders.
I don't know why they did not just steer the ship in a different direction. This is totally unacceptable.
Researchers from Ireland, Japan, and China will share the Nobel Prize in Medicine for discovering ways to treat infectious diseases. One of the winners, Irish-born William Campbell, is a research fellow emeritus at Drew University in New Jersey. A presidential candidate is calling for tougher gun laws. Live to CBS News correspondent Vicki Barker.
After the Oregon shootings, Hillary Rodham Clinton advocating a crackdown on some gun buyers and all gun sellers. On a campaign swing through New Hampshire today, she'll pledge to use executive power to expand background checks for sellers at gun shows and online, and push to repeal laws that grant gun makers and sellers legal immunity. Among other things, it's an attempt to show how a President Hillary Clinton would differ from her closest Democratic rival, Bernie Sanders. Frank?
House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy won't succeed outgoing Speaker John Boehner without a fight. Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz told Fox News Sunday he's challenging McCarthy for the job.
I've had enough members who've come and said, please, Jason, do this. We don't want to fight internally, but realistically, we can't vote to promote the existing leadership.
The Supreme Court opens a new term this morning. The docket includes cases on abortion, race in college admissions, and the free speech rights of public workers. A federal appeals court in New Orleans will hear arguments in the case of former Mayor Ray Nagin. He's serving a 10-year prison sentence for bribery and fraud. S&P futures are up 10 points. This is CBS News.
As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Sound professional with a main greeting and multiple extensions that forward callers to your mobile phone. You can even get voicemails transcribed. Join over 150,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com. The entrepreneur's phone system.
Today's Porkcast is looking mighty delicious. We'll have some smoky hot pork chops starting at around 5 p.m. with a cool cucumber tomato salad breezing in from the north at about 6. It'll be a beautiful evening in the tri-state area, perfect for grilling. So be sure to pick up some New York pork chops on your way home. For your up-to-the-minute recipe Porkcast, visit porkbeinspired.com/Porkcast. Pork, be inspired. This message funded by America's pork producers and the Pork Checkoff.
Delaware 105.9 news time is 7:04.
And the news is brought to you by Apple Electric. Don't wait for a power outage to occur. Call Apple for a fast, free quote on a Generac standby generator for your home or your business. Apple Electric, 302-645-5105.
All right, Dan, storm cleanup continuing this morning across Delmarva. Here's the bad news this morning. Route 1 northbound is closed at this hour. We just got a new update at 6 o'clock this morning from DelDOT's Jim Westoff. So Route 1 northbound closed between Dewey Beach and Bethany Beach. The good news is DelDOT says the southbound lanes of Route 1 are open to motorists at various times, of course, over the past few days or so. The road has been closed because of high waves, water, and sand covering the lanes. DelDOT crews are monitoring road conditions, which can, of course, still change rapidly. We're not out of the woods just yet. Delaware 105.9's John Budler back out this morning. He's been weathering the storm all weekend long, and right now you're on Lewis Beach, John?
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually in Lewis. I tell you what, it's very interesting. You have basically the same town, just two different conditions here. On the one side of the drawbridge, things are pretty much back to normal. The canal was not as flooded as it was over the last couple of days. In fact, I went by one of my favorite fishing spots in the Lewis Canal. There were striper jumping all over the place, little schoolie stripers everywhere. Not too bad. And then once you cross the drawbridge, it's a whole different story. You have sand everywhere. It looks like winter with all the sand that's being drifted along Lewis here on the other side of the drawbridge. There are some flooded streets as well. They actually closed off Lewis Beach, which is next to the Dairy Queen and the Ocean House condominiums. They actually closed off the parking lot because there is so much sand in the parking lot just drifting over. To the right of me, I'm parked here next to the Dairy Queen. There is probably a good 3-foot sand drift. And I spoke to a resident at Ocean House, and he tells me that he has never seen anything like this, where all the sand is just drifting over. Looking at the bay, it is very rough out there. So, Lewis, again, you got good conditions on one side of the bridge, not so good conditions on the other side. So, one thing we tend to forget is that, with all this water, there is still a lot of sand out there as well, which can cause some headaches for town officials. Reporting in Lewis, John Butler, Delaware 105.9 News.
Thank you very much, John. Now, while reported damage from a weekend nor'easter was minimal, Ocean City Public Works employees will be working through the next 2 weeks to restore areas of the city back to normal. OC residents are being urged to avoid the boardwalk, the beach, and the inlet parking lot to allow Public Works employees to easily clear those areas. Public Works employees will first focus on restoring the inlet lot, clearing the boardwalk of any significant amounts of sand, ensuring that all roads are passable, and restoring the beach back to its normal state. The inlet parking lot and the beach remain closed to the public until further notice this morning. Road closures due to impassable roads may continue over the next several days in low-lying areas throughout Ocean City due to strong rip currents that occur during and after storms. Citizens are reminded not to swim in the ocean when conditions improve. Give it a few days, folks. In other news today, University of Delaware and some other institutions of higher learning in our area are on alert. That's after an online threat of violence. UD police announced last night that the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms informed them of a threat against a university near Philadelphia. The sender said an attack could happen at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Campus police at UD said they're monitoring the situation. They will increase patrols if necessary today, and they've asked anyone at the university who sees unusual activity to report it by calling 831-2222. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:08.
Tropical storms, hurricanes, and severe winter weather could cause major power outages throughout Delmarva. Don't wait till the lights go out. Call Apple Electric to schedule your yearly generator maintenance or a free estimate on a standby generator for your home or business. Apple Electric provides fast, reliable service and the quality you would expect from true professionals. Severe weather has been forecast for this winter, so prepare now. Call Apple Electric at 645-5105. Apple Electric, an authorized Generac generator dealer. Call 645-5105.
On Sunday Night Football, Drew Brees hit C.J. Spiller for an 80-yard touchdown to beat the Cowboys as the Saints win in overtime, 26-20. The loss drops Dallas into a three-way tie for first in the NFC East with the Giants and Redskins, who beat the Eagles 23-20 when Kirk Cousins found Pierre Garçon on a 4-yard touchdown pass with just 26 seconds left. Sam Bradford tossed 3 touchdowns for the Eagles, who fall to 1-3. Kevin Harvick wins on the Monster Mile to advance in the chase for the Sprint Cup. Jimmy Johnson, Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, and Clint Boyer were all eliminated. It was the final day of the Major League Baseball regular season. The O's beat the Yankees 9-4, Phils topped the Marlins 7-2, and the Nats lose to the Mets 1-0. And a few makeups on the schedule this afternoon. In college football, Wesley will host Southern Virginia at 4. In high school football, Del Mar is at Laurel, and you can hear the game right here on Delaware 105.9 at 4 o'clock. And Sussex Tech will visit Sussex Central with kickoff at 6. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
And from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center, we've got the coastal flood warning in effect until midnight tonight. Today looks cloudy and breezy, a high of 66. Tonight, clouds start to break, an overnight low of 56. On Tuesday, partly sunny, yes, a high of 69 degrees. Wednesday, sunny and pleasant. Almost beach weather on Wednesday, a high of 72. On Thursday, mostly sunny.
Like it.
And a high of 70 degrees. Right now, it's 57 in Salisbury, 56 in Laurel, 54 on the Circle in Georgetown. I'm Kelly Steele in the Delaware 105.9 newsroom. More of the Dan Gaffney Show coming up on Delaware 105.9.
All right, and meanwhile, across the nation, in the Carolinas, Myrtle Beach area, I guess, South Carolina, the records rainfall, a 1 in 1,000-year rain. And all weekend, Jim Weller and his family have been there. No joke. And Jim joins us from Myrtle Beach this morning. Jim, what's it like there?
Well, yesterday we got about 17 inches of rain. And it seems okay. Everybody is calm. The hotel tells us that they never evacuate. Business is normal. We haven't lost any electricity. The toilet's still flushed. I don't even know how all that works with all the flooding. I can look out the window and the streets are flooded. And what you witness is that the police will put up barricades at the end of the road, but they're not still there, the police. So people will get out of their car, move the barricade, go down the road, and then their car starts floating because the water's so deep.
So you've actually seen some of that? You've seen some of the car floating?
Yeah, and then they have to call a wrecker to come get them out of the water because then it starts blocking the parking garage because, like, four-wheel drive pickups can get through this, but just a regular front-wheel drive car, it'll start driving along, and before you know it, the water's up past the center of the tire, and then all of a sudden the car doesn't move anymore. And it's just, then it becomes a mess. And then you can see the oily stuff from their engine, start changing the color of the water. Not all of it, but it really is a mess. And I started taking pictures yesterday of this one house. So I would go up on the parking garage and take pictures all around the area. And earlier in the day, you could see this house's yard and the grass and everything else. Later in the day, you see the water moving up their yard. And before long, it's about 3.5 feet up the bottom of their house.
Ooh.
And I'm amazed how 17 inches of rain can make water rise 3.5 feet.
Right.
So I'm starting to get a better view of how flash flooding actually happens and so on. And as we were going down the main road here, further inland, we'll say 5 blocks away from the water, a lot of the streets where the streets dipped down, the police had all them blocked off, and you had to go around and around and around because all the storm drains just can't handle the amount of water that's coming down. And I guess when you live in an area that has a lot of blacktop and a lot of buildings, they've covered so much of the ground that it can't even, soak in. And it's been raining for days here, too, so because we came down on Friday, and it rained quite a bit on the way down.
Right,
but
I've been thinking about you as I hear these news reports all weekend about record rains. I'm thinking you're right there. So you got 17 inches just yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Unbelievable.
And might have had 10 inches overnight. I haven't really been out and about. But what was also interesting, Lotta, when the water seems to make its way back to the ocean, because the ocean come all the way up, it cuts these great big grooves in the beach, which is kind of neat. And then that makes it real interesting to be able to go out and look for shells and stuff like that, because it cuts it down. I mean, it makes these great big grooves. But I'm looking out the window now, and they're out there with tractors and stuff. I guess they're grading the beach.
Right, just smooth it back out.
Smooth it back out. But and then people are out there surfing, and some of them have this big thing that's up in the air, like some kind of a sail or something that pulls them along.
Yeah,
surfing.
a kite board
kite
or whatever.
Sailing, yep. And but I mean, people are very calm. There's no panic here. This place that we're at has 2 separate indoor water parks. People are just like they're just used to rough weather down here, I guess.
Even though the headlines are 1 in 1,000-year rain, 1 in 100-year rain, or whatever.
Yeah, and it might be, but Walmart was doing fine, and Food Lion was doing fine. The Donut Man was open, and so was Fuddruckers. So I did everything but go to the movies.
All right, that's all. Now that's in the tourist area of Myrtle Beach, right?
Yep, Myrtle Beach, and so we have not witnessed any real panic. We have not witnessed anything horrible. People were out on the beach during it. The wind wasn't blowing so bad that anybody was blowing over. So, I mean, I'm concerned about it, and I'm aware of it, but I have not witnessed this horrendous, take shelter, worry. Because, my mind's thinking, I'm in a hotel with 1,000 people. What happens when the septic quits working, and what happens when the electric goes out, and, how many snacks is enough snacks? So that's kind of where I'm at. So
all right,
everything seems to be okay, and we are having a good time.
And it's not raining now, right? It stopped raining?
It's kind of drizzly.
Drizzly.
And that is something odd that happens here. It can go from pouring rain and then stop for 5 minutes and then do it again. That is the oddest thing I have noticed is that. So, and all my shoes are wet, and I don't know how to dry my shoes.
The stopping and starting. Well, Jim, hotel hairdryer. Okay.
What about, have you ever heard of putting your shoes or boots in the oven?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay. All right. Well, they definitely didn't work in the microwave. Those little metal eyelets.
Yeah, you don't do that. Oven is better than microwave for drying.
All right, but the hairdryer, and I haven't used it, so I wouldn't be unfairly using the hairdryer if I used it on my shoes.
Right. Thanks, Jim.
Have a good day, Dan. See ya.
Jim Weller on vacation in Myrtle Beach, where they're getting these record rainfalls. And so, what's it like from his point of view, a guy on vacation? Probably pretty much like the people that were in Rehoboth Beach this weekend. Stay in the hotel. It stops raining, go out on the boardwalk. Just keep doing what you got to do and stay in a good mood. Right. Good morning. It's 7:17. This is the Dan Gaffney program at Delaware 105.9. Let's check Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is with us.
Dan, for the most part, traffic runs pretty well through both Sussex and Kent counties. Major routes are in pretty good shape, including 13 through Seaford, on up into Bridgeville, or 113 in and out of Georgetown. Northbound 1 still closed between Bethany Beach and Dewey Beach because of flooding conditions. Southbound side is still open to traffic, but the northbound side is still closed. So, word of caution as you head through that stretch this morning. You'll find that you still have some other roads that are closed, including Falling Point Road between Route 26 and Road 343, Road 266 at Canary Creek, Road 36 at Drawbridge to Road 204. Just several more on the list of roads in Sussex County that still have high water on them, and last check were unpassable this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
You don't have to agree.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too. With people you know from right here.
I want to know what people think.
Delaware 105.9.
A coastal flood warning is in effect until midnight tonight. Today, cloudy and breezy. High today, 66. Clouds will begin to break for this evening. Overnight low, 56. It'll be a partly sunny day tomorrow with a high 69. And then for tomorrow night, clear skies, low 55. Sunshine, a nice day on Wednesday with a high 72. And then Wednesday night, clear, low 58. Thursday, mostly sunny skies and a high at 70. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Don't let the ghost of credit pass keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearing $350 per week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chevy, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, and Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearing $350 per week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725.
Where can you find the healthcare specialists with heart? You'll find them here at Atlantic General Hospital and our specialized health centers. Places like Atlantic General Bariatric Center, providing the only hospital-based weight loss surgery program on Maryland's Eastern Shore, including post-operative counseling, dietary and fitness consultation, and more. Our physicians and medical staff coordinate your care every step of the way. They're the healthcare specialists with heart. And you'll find them only here at the centers of care that care. Atlantic General Hospital.
The classic taste of the Big Mac sandwich. It's a 2-patty party on a sesame seed bun. Now get a Big Mac and a large order of crispy golden delicious fries for just $4 at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary.
This is Sheila Setzer of Brighton Homes. This is your last chance to build a new stick-built home with the features you love and the prices you want in the villages of 5 Points on Savannah Road in Lewis. Purchase in September and receive free granite, free crown molding, free hardwood and tiled floors, $10,000 in options of your choice, and we will pay your entire 3% transfer tax. Visit us at our furnished model open daily. Call me at 703-6633 or go to brytonhomes.com.
Brighton Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder. Prices and incentives are subject to change without notice.
Why would you put up with a heating and cooling system that cycles on and off when you can have quiet, true comfort variable speed by train? It runs at low speeds with continuous little adjustments to keep your home comfortable and quiet. It's always been hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
Okay, it's hot. Your air conditioning is broken and you need it fixed now. I'm Dave Jones from Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, your independent Trane dealer. We can get your existing system to cool you fast with one of our top technicians or install a new high-efficiency Trane system for you if needed. We have a huge inventory and can get your system installed in hours, not days. So, no matter what your needs are, we can keep you cool. Call your independent Trane dealer today, Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, 856-9300, 856-9300, or find us on the web at atlanticrefrigeration.com.
It's hard to stop a train.
In 2015, your business will not be as successful as it could be without digital marketing. Your prospects are constantly researching products and services online, but you're an expert in your business, not the internet. DBC Interactive has the expertise to help lead you to digital success with the products and services your business needs right now. Search engine marketing, custom websites, mobile web, targeted online advertising, text messaging, reputation management, email, and more. All from a local company you can count on. All DBC Interactive clients receive our exclusive digital concierge service. No dead-end tech support phone calls here. Find out how DBC Interactive can help your business market and connect with your customers online, all while respecting your marketing budget. Just for checking us out, we'll send you a free no-obligation analysis of your website. Visit dbcinteractive.com/free offer. That's dbcinteractive.com/free offer.
Did you get the alert call from your college or from Deltech? 839-1059. Call. What did they say? 839-1059. What I'm talking about here is apparently the FBI put a release out over the weekend that there was some sort of threat. It figured it was enough of a threat to mention it, some sort of online attack threat. The University of Delaware and other institutions of higher learning, including even Del Tech. Somebody on the insider line said that he is taking classes at Delaware Tech, and they put out an alert call. University of Delaware police announced last night, that the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms informed them of a threat against a, quote, university near Philadelphia. The sender, whoever did the threat, whoever made the threat, claims to have said the attack could happen at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The FBI started calling colleges, telling colleges. Campus police there said they're monitoring the situation, will increase patrols. And they've asked anyone at the university or any university in the Philadelphia region, if you see something unusual, to report it by calling them or calling any law enforcement authority. All right. Let's go to Frank. Frank's calling from Dover. Hello, Frank.
Hey, good morning, Dan.
Hi.
Well, I think I got the call. I do remember being able to hear the word FB or the letters FBI. Other than that, I couldn't understand the call. There was static and cracking and popping, and about all I made out from it was, FBI. And if you'd like to this message repeated, please press 1. Well, I'm very leery of anything that says please press 1 because there's some kind of phone scam with that.
Right, like a phishing scam where they switch your long distance or something, right?
Exactly. So I didn't press 1 to hear it again. Now, my daughter, who attended both University of Delaware and Wilmington College, she had received it on her cell phone. But I didn't, I'm not sure, what it said verbatim, but
why did you get the call? Why do you think you got the call?
My daughter, our address is the address she had when she went to college also. Okay. So I guess any phone number on their records got the call.
So it was some sort of automated call, but it was so scratchy you couldn't understand it.
Yeah, it was really bad. I just felt like it was one of those, sweat tank phone, where people are just, calling you and trying to get something out. We have received a message that your computer is infected. Please press 1.
Right.
That kind of stuff. So I just hung up on it.
Wow.
They need to check their system. I don't know if everybody had that experience or not, but a lot of people probably did not get the message.
All right. Well, thanks for your experience. That's exactly what I'm asking for, and you have answered the call. Frank, thank you. 839-1059, 839-1059. Did you get a message from, because I'm hearing even Del Tech, and not upstate Del Tech, but even Del Tech here, Sussex County. Some people messaging me that they got the alert. Just kind of want to know what they said and what you think about it. What was the verbiage? Or was it like what Frank said? You couldn't understand a word they were saying because of the static. 727, Delaware 105.9, 839-1059 is always the phone number to call. Love hearing from you. We are streaming video this morning. If you go to YouTube and search the Dan Gaffney Show, you can see the in-camera setup here in the studio. And look for the YouTube link that says live event. Here's Cindy calling us from Dover. Hi, Cindy. Good morning.
Hi, my daughter goes to Del State. She received a text message last night.
And what did the text message for students of Del State say?
The exact same thing that the University of Delaware and the ones in Pennsylvania said, or Philadelphia area said. The exact same text that if they see anything suspicious, just be on the lookout and contact the local campus police number.
I see. So how does she feel about that, or how do you feel about that?
No problem. I know that they're secure, and she's a commuter, so if it's about 2 o'clock, she'll be going into her next class. So, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. If our society keeps this up and everybody's going to be paranoid about everything, that's what the other weirdos want us to do.
Yeah, and I think that's a great attitude. Just keep going and doing what you do, and just be aware like any other day.
That's exactly what she's doing. And I feel confident when she goes to school, so I'm fine. I mean, I think it's more dangerous driving than it is the threat of something happening to you.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. Good to hear you. Thank you, Cindy, for answering the phone call. If you go to a university, a college in the area, did you get the alert message? Here's what, this was forwarded to me. Here's what Wilmington University sent out. Not just U of D. So it's Del Tech, it's Del State, it's U of D, it's Wilmington University, it's different institutions of higher learning in this area. Here's what Wilmington University put out. The FBI issued a warning to area colleges about a social media post threatening violence. Visit their website for more info, and then you can go to a particular college and find out more. More of your calls coming up. Did you get the message? 839-1059. Here's a quick check of your weather. Look for cloudy and breezy weather today with a high of 66. Now, in the newsroom, Kelly Steele with a local update. Kelly, good morning.
Thank you very much, Dan. Good morning. Bermuda still being pummeled by gusting winds and pelting rains from a weakening Hurricane Joaquin this morning. Sustained winds have already dropped to 85 miles per hour. That's good news. It had struck the Bahamas, of course, last week as a major Category 4 storm. As the hurricane's eye moves past Bermuda, sea swells will continue to affect the island, as well as the Bahamas and the U.S. East Coast. At least 7 weather-related deaths are being reported on the East Coast. That nor'easter, which began late last week, has hit South Carolina especially hard. Officials in the capital city of Columbia say many residents are without drinking water because of water main breaks from flooding, and people are being asked to stay home today because of impassable streets. CBS News covers the nation and the world next. It's 7:31.
CBS News Update.
There's going to be more rain today. It looks like possibly 3 to 5 inches, so not the devastating totals, but you're putting it on top of a devastating situation.
Forecaster Lonnie Quinn's talking about the 2 feet of rain that fell on parts of South Carolina over the weekend. Governor Nikki Haley.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the Lowcountry in 1,000 years.
Governor Haley said this is a once-in-a-thousand-year flood, so we're all learning our lesson as it goes.
That's Councilman Phil Yarborough, who helped evacuate a neighborhood. There have been countless water rescues in the state capital.
I'm standing in a sinkhole, and behind me is a tax business that was destroyed when a wall of water rushed through it. There are scenes like this all over the city of Columbia.
CBS's David Begnaud.
Around town right now, people who have water have been told they need to boil it, and those who don't have been told they may be without it for 3 to 4 days.
At least 9 dead in the Carolinas. CBS News Update, I'm Heather Bosch.
Identity theft is a crime that affects millions of Americans each year. Defend yourself against identity theft at a free community shred event sponsored by the Delaware Attorney General's Office. Bring up to 3 boxes of documents with personal info and shred them on Saturday, October 10th from 9 to 1 at the Del Dot Administration Building, just south of the 13113 split in Dover. That's Saturday, October 10th from 9 to 1. Learn more by visiting attorneygeneral.delaware.gov or call 1-800-220-5424.
Hi, I'm Heather Brogus from State Farm in Newark. Did you know that driving while drowsy is like driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Drowsy driving impairs judgment, performance, and reaction time. So try to get a good night's sleep each night before driving. If you do find yourself having trouble focusing and yawning repeatedly, it's time to pull over at a safe place. Take a nap, have a cup of coffee, or just get out of the car and get some fresh air. Drive with focus and you will arrive alive. Visit smartdriveusa.org.
When is the last time you had an amazing wood-fired pizza and craft beer?
At Mr. P's Pizzeria in Lewis, we feature 19 craft beers and the best wood-fired pizza in all of Delaware. Now open every day and easily located on Kings Highway in Lewis. Call us at 645-1900. Slices every day, 11:30 to 3. A great way to try our pizza. The secret is out. Mr. P's Pizzeria. And remember, now open 7 days a week.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. For some time now, I've been offering tips about how to deal with the IRS if you've fallen behind on your taxes. Telling you to call Optima Tax Relief because they're the best trained, most trustworthy, blah, blah, and blah. But now the message is so familiar, you may not be listening. Oh, it's him again. Well, here's the important message. Call Optima Tax Relief. They can help you resolve your IRS issues. The government, can garnish your wages. They can levy your bank account, even take your home or business. To be fair, the IRS also has a new program called the Fresh Start Initiative to help you with that debt. So we've given you clever slogans. Don't mess with the IRS. They'd rather settle for less than bother you more. Now the clever thing for you to do is call Optima Tax Relief now for your free consultation.
Call 800-956-6166. 800-956-6166. 800-956-6166. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Remember Jared Morris today at 3 on Delaware 105.9.
If you or maybe your children go to college in the area, did you get the warning message? The FBI apparently issuing a warning to universities in the Philadelphia region, which includes Delaware, of some sort of online threat. And so the colleges have apparently sent out messages to their students, people who take classes there. Did you get one of those? What did it say? 839-1059. I'll read what someone online said. These lowlifes need to stop. Why should we have to go to school with the fear of getting our heads blown off? Why is this becoming such a widespread practice that's right now in our backyard? I'm still going to Del Tech tomorrow. I won't let these lowlifes keep me scared at home under the covers, but I won't lie, it strikes fear in me. University of Delaware, here's another comment. University of Delaware got the message too. I think it's pretty scary. I know the chance of it being my actual school are low since there are tons of schools near Philadelphia. And I know that even if at my school, the chances are I won't be wherever it happens, but it still got me a little freaked out. I really hope nothing comes of this, either that it's all a hoax or the police manage to stop it before it happens. These are real comments. People actually take these things seriously. FBI talking about some sort of online threat of violence on a college campus. So the local colleges did indeed send out messages. All right. My boy goes to Cape and takes University of Delaware classes. He got the call. Caller ID was sketchy. The message sounded like telemarketing, so I hung up. I saw it in the news. Let's go to Brandon. Brandon's here from Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville. Brandon, what are we talking about this morning?
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Listen, we here at Weller's, we're trying to make things easy for everybody to get the great deals. I remember I went into a store the other day, and they had coupons on some things, and the gentleman in front of me was getting the exact same thing I was getting, and he got a better deal than me. So we're going to try to avoid that here at Weller's, and we have an ad out right now, Instant Coupon Savings. And Instant Coupons means you instantly get the deal. You don't need to be holding on to the coupon to get the deal. We have great deals on 3x5 flags, $10 a piece. We have 7-inch, 8-gigabyte touchscreen Android tablets that you get a cleaning kit and earbuds with it, all for $50. We have 16-foot landscapers, $1,997. 76x10 landscapers, $1,147. So now's the time to be able to upgrade your trailers. We have carbon fiber shaft paddles for kayaks and rowboats, $67. A 5x8 landscaper for $599. Power washers, name brand power washers for as low as $250. So instant coupons at Weller's are the way to go. You don't need to be standing here with the coupon. We're going to give you the deal right away. We want to treat everybody fairly. There is one coupon in that ad that you do have to bring in, and it's 40% off labor. So if you need a hitch installed, if you need stuff worked on your trailer, we're going to do it. Bring in that coupon, and we're going to take 40% right off the top. It's a great deal for everybody involved, and that's what we're about here for Weller's. We want to treat everybody fairly, keep everybody happy, and extend all the great deals to everybody.
Thank you, Brandon. Wellers.com on the web and Route 13 in Bridgeville, Delaware. Wellers Utility Trailers.
There are lots of reasons to lose weight. You look better, you feel better, and it's good for you. But here's one more reason to shed some pounds. Cancer. The numbers don't lie. The heavier you are, the greater your risk of cancer. And Delaware is the third most obese state in the country. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. We have tools to help you get started. Visit healthydelaware.org and use the body mass index to see if you're at risk. You can find gyms, public parks, and farmers markets, and even download healthy recipes, all so you can embrace a healthier lifestyle. You can also find out if you qualify for a free cancer screening. So don't wait to lose the weight. Visit healthydelaware.org and find out how you can lower your weight and lower your risk of cancer. This message brought to you by the Delaware Division of Public Health.
Don't let the ghost of Credit Pass keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearing $350 per week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chevy, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, and Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearing $350 per week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725.
Commercial buildings all over Delmarva need energy-efficient and reliable roofing services. Protect your business with Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Specializing in residential, commercial, and industrial roofing systems, Delmarva Roofing and Coating has built a reputation for quality. With a Conklin system installed by Delmarva Roofing and Coating, the roof of your business will be able to withstand the weather and last for decades while consistently lowering your heating and air conditioning costs. Increase the lifespan of your roof and choose the roofing leaders of Delmarva. Delmarva Roofing and Coating. Find out more at delmarvaroofing.com.
.41. And over the weekend, the story broke that two women were arrested for prostitution in Seaford at a place called the Peaceful Wellness Spa. It's another one of these fake Asian spas. 55-year-old Bo Nan Zhu and 52-year-old Huiping Li were arrested. And they were at Dolores Baylor Correctional Institute for lack of $150 cash bail each. Police went in, got complaints of prostitution activity there. Police sent 2 undercover officers to the massage parlor Friday. Both officers were offered sexual acts in exchange for cash. They got a warrant, went back and arrested them without incident. A lot of people make jokes about this. I don't make jokes about it. I'm very concerned about it. And I think once you learn a little bit about what's going on, maybe you won't think it's as funny or not that big a deal. I think it is a big deal. First of all, these things are proliferating in our area like nobody's business. I was trying to add it up the other day. I started talking about this 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe 4 at least years ago. And they started popping up all over Delaware, including here in Sussex County. And I've squawked and yelled about some of them, and I was trying to say because of my nudging different people. I think 5, I can count, 5 that have been closed directly relating to my complaining on the radio. So I've read a lot about this. I've talked to a lot of people about this. And they keep opening. This is organized crime. Okay, this is not, in my opinion, this is not a random deal where just, hey, a bunch of people come here from Korea or China and just to ply their interest in prostitution and open up a shop. That's really not what's going on here. These are, I believe, organized. I believe, organized crime rings open these things. And they just keep coming. I'm going to mention a couple more. There's one in the Lewis area that is fairly new. There's one in the Milford area that I think is very suspicious. I haven't proven it yet, but it's very suspicious. And so, were these 2 women actively involved, or were they, victims themselves of the people who are actually running the operation? Who's running the operation? That's what I want to know. I'd like to find out who's running the show and deal with them. But here's the deal. Here's what, according to the Trafficking Resource Center, here's why these fake Asian spas are a big deal. All right, first of all, they're commercial front brothels claiming to offer a legitimate service. So they'll either advertise themselves as massage or acupressure, which is not even a real thing, or acupuncture even, or other therapeutic, aromatherapy or whatever. They are different than a typical massage business in that they're providing, really what they're doing is they're providing commercial sex to the customers. Typically, according to the Trafficking Resource Center, massage businesses conceal the operation by attempting to behave like a legitimate business. So in Seaford, people drive by it. Hiding in plain sight is the way I describe it. You drive by a place and you think it's just some sort of massage place or a spa. It's not. So they have sort of a veil of legitimacy because they're in right in front of your face. They're not hiding. They often operate out of commercial spaces, strip malls, office buildings, medical complexes. They advertise in various online classified sites and even local newspapers. They pay rent to legitimate landlords. They claim to be offering a legal service. Okay? They're in all 50 states. They're all over Delaware. Here's the structure, according to this organization. Here's how they're set up. It's part of a sophisticated, organized crime network with multiple controllers who act in concert with each other. Here are the various actors within the network, the behind-the-scenes business owners who set up and finance the businesses. So when you see that the police have gone in and made a prostitution arrest, like they did in Lewis a few weeks ago at one of these places, and like they just did in Seaford, most likely that is not the business owner who set up and financed the whole thing. There are Bravo keepers or Mama Sans, whatever you want to call them. They manage each individual location. They usually have maybe a second person who helps. There are informal Asian, quote, taxi drivers, unquote, who work for the network as transporters. In a lot of these operations, they'll move the girls, the women, from one place to another, shuttle them around. And then there's recruiters involved, recruiters and or smugglers, and they've got attorneys and everything else. Here's what the Trafficking Resource Center says about the victims. and the victims being the women themselves offering the prostitution. Women found in fake massage businesses typically live on site 24 hours a day. And I can tell you, based on my own research and some of the programs we've done about this in the past, and talking to law enforcement about this and others in the community who are involved in this issue, that's the case here in Delaware and a lot of the places. There'll be women inside the commercial business who never leave. They have no vehicle. There's no vehicle outside. And they never leave. They just stay in there round the clock until the taxi driver comes and takes her from inside there into the taxi and takes her someplace else where she lives in that commercial place around the clock. What a horrible existence. So they stay inside each fake massage business for practically the entire time when they're at a specific location. Business hours for these massage businesses are often 9 in the morning till 9 at night, or 9 in the morning till 11 at night, 7 days a week, whatever. And so the women inside those buildings that we drive by here in the first state often must provide commercial sex to maybe 6 to 10 men a day, depending on the volume of customers. And the victims, the providers, are most likely Asian women, Korean, Thai, Chinese, ethnically Korean, but Chinese citizens. They may have come to the U.S. on valid visas. They may have come here on fraudulent visas. They may be undocumented. They may be smuggled into the country. The number of women providing commercial sex at an individual fake massage business can vary from as few as 1 or 2 to as many as 6 or 7. It wasn't Lewis the other day. It was Dover, by the way, where they got the woman at that place called Spa on Route 13. Asian woman in there. And that's the way it goes. Levels of control and exploitation differ among fake massage businesses. It's also important to note that not every woman providing commercial sex within a fake massage business will meet the U.S. federal definition of severe forms of trafficking in people. In general, fake massage businesses control women through many means, including psychological abuse, threats, document confiscation. You know what I would love to know from the DSP with the Seaford arrest? Did they have passports? Did these women have passports or any sort of documentation? I noticed they didn't say the women's address, probably because the address is the same place of the arrest. They're controlled through isolation and debt bondage, and then they capitalize on the language barrier and the unfamiliarity of any other women in their immediate surroundings. There may be physical abuse or violence present. However, that is less compared to other types of trafficking networks. That is used less frequently, according to the Trafficking Resource Center. So there's a 6-page report. I just read maybe half of 1 page to you, but there's a 6-page report, and I have linked to it on my Facebook page. You know, so I no longer find it funny or anything. You know, when I see the arrest and 2 women in their 50s at this massage place in Seaford, I'm very concerned for those women. Because increasingly, I don't see them as prostitutes to be arrested, but rather women to be rescued. That's kind of how I see it. And you know that. I've said it before. So I keep saying that to police, too. I keep saying that. I will alert the police every time. Every time I see a new one open, I've already alerted the police. I alerted the police over the weekend about one. I'm not going to say anything about it. It's a new one. Sent them a link. Told them about it. Whatever. We'll see what they do. And I know a lot of you are paying attention as well. So we ought to hook up. I mean, you ought to message me if you also are down with this issue. Because what we need is a lot of people that say they're interested in this issue and talk about ending this issue. I mean, Delaware has a human trafficking committee. They have a lot of meetings. I want to see some action. I want to see some action. That's what I want to see. It's very difficult. I know there's a language barrier even with the police. Imagine. How can they find out? Imagine you go in there. You got to get interpreters, right? Imagine you go in there and the books are all written in whatever, Chinese or Korean. And you're a Delaware State Trooper. You don't speak Chinese. You got to find somebody now to interpret this, find out who's financing this, who's paying the rent, whatever. It can be... It can be rather detailed, and I think what happens a lot of time, and I don't blame the police, I'm just saying here's what I think happens. People complain about it, the police go in, they arrest the two women, and then they're done with it. As far as they're concerned, it's over. But there's a deeper organized network. You can see it. Once you're pointed out to like the online advertisements for these things, you can see a place in Dover has the exact same verbiage as the place in Lewis, as the place in Milford, as the place in whatever. They all kind of use the same ad structure, the same pictures, the same photos. It's like a network. (839-1059), the telephone number. Traffic Watch with Robin Bryson is here. Robin, good morning.
Dan, here's some good news this morning. Northbound 1 has just been reopened. From Bethany Beach up to Dewey Beach. The southbound side's been open all morning, but northbound's been closed until the last couple of minutes when they have picked up the barricades and are letting traffic through. So there's certainly some good news in the area there. The rest of Sussex County, they're not doing too badly. I mean, along the coast, you still have a lot of roads that are affected by high water in one way or another. So keep that in mind if you're heading into the coastal areas. The rest of Sussex County just seeing all busy activity, including 13 through Laurel and Seaford and on up into Bridgeville. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Christine is calling us from Salisbury today. Hello, Christine.
Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Great. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I'm glad you have the subject. There's one in my area where I live in Delaware. I have no first-hand knowledge, first of all, I'd like to say. But I've been highly suspicious of the place. It's right on 13 in Laurel.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd like to be able to get in touch with them. I wasn't sure if I should contact local authorities, if it would be state ESP handling it.
There are certain web places where the customers of these facilities go and talk about their experiences at these particular places.
Yeah.
I have not seen that one show up there, so I'm also suspicious like you, but have no proof.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
But it's odd. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, chances are it's a duck. And a lot of these places, are quacking pretty loudly. So we got organized crime and perhaps victimization of women right under our noses. All right, 839-1059, 757 weather forecast, coastal flood warning till midnight tonight. Today, cloudy and breezy, high 66. Tonight, overnight low 56. Tomorrow, partly sunny and a high of 69 degrees at Delaware 105.9. Good morning. I want to tell you about Dustin Oldfather. Dustin and Maria Oldfather, the realtors have been talking about. And I have no problem recommending them from the Oldfather Group of Ocean Atlantic, Sotheby's International Realty. This is the real estate team that has a home selling system on a different level than the average agent. Average agent selling 8 homes a year. That's a realtor statistic. 8. Dustin and Maria Oldfather Group, selling hundreds. How about it? And your home could be one of them. So why don't you call? There's no risk to sign up to have the Old Father Group sell your house. 302-296-6644. That's 302-296-6644. 302-296-6644. The Old Father Group of Ocean Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty. Look, they'll sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. ExtraordinaryDelawareRealEstate.com on the web. ExtraordinaryDelawareRealEstate.com. The Old Father Group.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News. Time is 7:59. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Steele from the Weather Center. A coastal flood warning in effect until midnight tonight. Other than that, cloudy and breezy today, although I would not be surprised if we see some sunshine today. I'm trying to remain optimistic. A high today, 66 degrees. University of Delaware and other institutions of higher learning in the region are on alert after a cyber threat of violence. UD police announcing Sunday night that the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms told them about a threat against a university near Philadelphia. Whomever sent the threat said an attack could come at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Campus police at UD say they're keeping an eye on the situation and will beef up patrols as warranted. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 8 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapane. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley calls it a storm of epic proportions.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the Low Country in 1,000 years. That's how big this is.
The rain that began last week is still coming down. Some places have had more than 2 feet.